It's Said on City Star TV. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow all our social media handles at City Star TV. Do you have a stepchild? Have you heard any story, good or bad, about a stepchild? And is it advisable to go into marriage with your stepchild? I'm Obaya Ejapoma, your host. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Today I have my own general manager and the general manager of City Star TV to help me to discuss this. Should I say dicey? Okay, kindly leave your comments. Is it advisable to go into marriage with your stepchild? I have my own general manager, as I said, Mr. Enochiok. Boss, welcome.
Thank you, my sister.
Do you have a stepchild?
A stepchild? No, I don't.
Who will you term as a stepchild, or the definition of a stepchild?
Okay, the simple definition for a stepchild is, it says that a child of one's husband or wife by a previous marriage. Okay, so let's say you go into marriage, due to certain things, you go into divorce, then you leave the child. So that child that you leave behind is your stepchild. And during the divorce, let's say after divorce, you go into another marriage. Then you take that child to that marriage. So that child that you are taking into that marriage to see another man or a woman is determined as a stepchild.
So the child of your spouse.
That's it.
The child of your spouse is termed as
Okay.
Is it advisable to go into a new relationship or a marriage with your stepchild?
Well, it is. Okay, it is, but you should let your partner know that you have a child. Okay, because most of the time, some people, when they go into another marriage, they, because of love, and as I said, some people they will hide every akwana or actually, but later, and some about the castle, I have a child, but it is best for you to inform your partner that you have a child, because that person that you are going to marry should embrace everything that you have. Okay, so it is very advisable to let your partner know that you have a child. So the love or that person is going to channel the same love to the child that you have.
Okay. So this is a situation where my spouse or either my husband to be or my wife to be is aware that I have a child.
Sure.
So I come back to the question: is it advisable that going into my new matrimonial home, I go along with my kids?
It is. You should do that because definitely they are part of you. You see, so baby Aldokobiano, the child that you have needs to follow you. Okay, and probably you see there are instances when some people go into another marriage, and it's their choice. They have a choice to take the child along,
okay,
or to leave the child with their parents.
That is their grandparents.
Their grandparents. Yes. Most people do that, but it is very advisable because the man or the woman that you are going to marry, you see, they say marriage is a lifetime something, and you went into the first one, okay, and due to certain things, you had a divorce. So the second one that you are going into, you should be plain to that person. Let the person know that you have a child. Let the person know, for the person to love the child. Maybe you might not know that child that is good, the stepchild that is coming, the stepchild that you have, the stepchild, let me put it that way, is the child that will be the lucky one among the children that you'll be having again. Do you get my point? So it is very advisable to go into another marriage, okay, involving your child into that marriage. For the person that you are going to marry, to love that child as his or her own.
Okay, so what of for example, I maybe I'm the stepmom or stepdad, and my spouse or my partner refuse to accept the child that I have?
Then there is a question mark. You see, you should not let love blind your face. You should not let love blind you in everything that you do. You're going into another marriage, and the person that you are going to get married to doesn't want your child, the child that doesn't want your child, okay? That should even give you a clear indication that no, the person that you are going to marry again is not the best for you.
Okay, so you see, it can happen that, well, he or she knows that I have a child.
Mm-hmm.
He or she agrees that, yes, you have a child, you can come along with the child, or I will love you just as I love your child, or I'll love your child just as I love you. And maybe a year, 6 months, like few years into the relationship, and he or she starts maltreating your child. At that instance, what should you do?
With this kind of question, you should first, you see, the child is yours, okay? And the child will be very comfortable talking to you than your partner. You should first ask the child that what really contributed to the hatred, okay, for the child to voice out to tell you, the mother, before you go and talk to your husband. Maybe the child has put on maybe another behavior that your spouse don't really like that behavior. Okay, so first you need to fish out the problem that has really caused your spouse to hate your child. When you find a problem, then you tackle the problem, and I believe it will the tempers will come down. Okay, so first identify the problem that is leading your spouse to dislike your child. When you find a problem, I believe the problem that your child is facing with your spouse can be solved. You should consult who's will be our mom and papa. Okay, you can move along, then go and see the parents of your spouse. That bra could you have a warren no? Name wakwara. Our initial we were moving on fine. But all of a sudden, bra could has really changed towards my child. Okay, mom and tiasi. Baby sa para no so tiasi. Intino momwami. Maybe where the problem be or her, the betting I can so say maybe I will be able to move on because me ban a bra could suba. And I believe everything is going to be fine.
You believe everything is going to be fine?
If only say Aqualane put on another character there, that is different.
But there are instances where males take advantage of their female stepchild.
Yeah.
And
it's not only male, female.
Mostly it's the male. And mothers also maltreat their stepkids or stepchildren. And that is very common in the society. So in a situation where maybe a father or your spouse want to take advantage of your male child and she refuses, okay, at this instance, maybe the child cannot be open to tell you that this is the situation at hand, and the man or the father keeps like maltreating the child or doing all sorts of things. What can you, the mother, the child, or whoever do about that?
I believe if only your mom or your dad is alive, it's simple.
That come back to our main topic, and my main question is it advisable to even, first of all, go into the relationship with your stepchild?
Entering into a relationship with your stepchild.
No, with your child. So, you see, your child is going to be a stepchild to your spouse. Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, is it even advisable? Or going into a new home, you just leave your kids or your child with their grandparents? It says all on City Star TV. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, share and follow all our social media handles. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Orayok.
Mhm.
So I was asking that, first of all, in general, is it advisable? Like, I'm entering into a new relationship. Should I go with my child?
Okay. Going into a new relationship with your child is advisable because you see, if you love someone, you should be able to love the people around that person. You can't say you love someone, but the people around that person, you despise them. It doesn't move right. Because as you say, Obidowa, na odo, omwa, they love all the people around you. Okay. So first, who is it? Going into a relationship, one, you need to be honest. Two, uh, any secrets that to can really contribute in destroying the relationship, you should avoid it. And disclosing or not letting your partner know that you have a child, okay, it's one of a key factor that can really lead to that can really lead in destroying a relationship. Let me put it that way. So it is best to let that person know.
You see, the person is aware.
Mm-hmm.
Your new spouse is aware that you have a child.
Okay.
Okay. But the question is, like, maybe I have a child, yes. Is it advisable I move in
That's your home.
Yes, my new home or my new matrimonial home? Should I move with my child? Or I leave the child with the grandparents, relatives, or my ex or something like that?
That one, it depends. Let's say when you entered into your first marriage, when you had your divorce, you sent your children to your mom to live with them, right? With that one, it will depend on the two of you. Okay. Oh, Brakusi, earlier, I didn't know me uncle for Ajua Emanem Chain. And I say, man, say, man, oh, any man now, maybe a kakra, yakofana. That one, it depends on you people. But here is the case: the child is living with you, not your mom or not your parents. That one, if you are going into another marriage, it is bad because a year they are a chain. What you say? Ebia, you might not know. Nipa that's in the world there. Your mom or your dad can really leave you. There's a wuja also akola na infant obetina. Do you get my point? Until that one, it is best. Say if you akola na mesana check na every weekends the child can come and live with you, so that your husband will be able to know the character of your child. Okay, before say BBC and son do you get my point? Until it is best to let your child live with you. Okay, even if not living with you or man who come now, at least weekends for your husband, you see, to have a feel of your child in a positive way.
Don't you think there are some dangers associated with it?
You see, I quite remember is it we have there can issues be one. I say that is on the show. Okay. The dangers, that one your child can solve the the dangers, say, or on the adulthood, if he or she is in adulthood, the training that you give to your child, that is when ever be playing the year. Is because Obama any the data. But if only says you do not adolescent age, it still mounts up to the training that you and your former husband gave to your child.
But okay, so I asked.
You
are giving answers. So what are some of the dangers?
Oh, the dangers there, we have so many abuses. Okay, rape, maybe
the fathers raping the stepchildren.
Yeah, and that one it's normal. You see, there are a whole lot of abuses. Okay, maybe or bono a whole lot. Most especially when it comes to the rape issue, forcing to have sex with a teenager and own will. What do you say? Sad danger from your spouse. Your child will be bold enough to tell you because of the training that you give to him or her. Abakashi say, ma, that person you see. Most who names na obani tiyo, who names obano untwantro. Do you get my point? It is a obana can say ya. And yeah, with that one dear, it is advisable. Say, wo our formal it is very advisable to take your child to send your child to avoid such situation here. Because if it happens, there are instances, but this time I don't know, you can feel and that one can lead to a serious divorce. You get my point?
Not just a divorce, a serious
divorce. Because this is the second divorce that over falling into it. And you look at the previous experience that he had in the marriage. Because divorce now it's an experience. You will not sit there for another divorce to hit you again. Do you get my point? So if you see these dangers from your spouse, the best thing is to take that child. So many hot dear, then that one it is best to sit your child down, your man or your woman to down. So most also for who are we call the pastor to come in. Then you talk, then you solve it.
Then you solve it. Do you have any experience? Do you have any idea, education, or whatsoever? Kindly share with us all. It's Say It All. We'll be right back. Welcome back. And Orayok, so in cases where both spouses have children, why?
It is okay for when you know abanoma your mobile.
How bad it?
We all have equal role to play. Because all the other said you were dormant padana. We were near the abdomen. That one day, I can't hide it. You too can't hide it. It is best saying okay, then we love them equally. Because I can't hide my child whilst you bring your own. As a component, our it will not stand because share media and
Now, a situation where a beer as Obano made you me share what the Emma ye. But a beer, if you chromo background, what you buy for your kids, you buy different or inferior ones for my kids. Or the love, it's not same. How do we deal with that?
You see, that one, anything you say, when you are going into another relationship or you are going into another marriage, you need to study that person. You know the person's character before you step into that marriage. Question I'll be saying, it's a serious one that can also lead to another divorce. Because how can you treat your child well while you trash my own?
But do you know that in some situations, maybe you treat the stepchild well, but as soon as we have our own kids or our own children, the love for the stepchild diminish. Have you studied that one too?
That one is good. I know the over because maybe Wamba, also Wamba, and Yamba. But the third child now we're buying table. That one it's for me and you. It's in the love, no, it will split. That one it is there. You get my point. I'll still have love for mine. Minkwala na million buy. Also so the Ubenya. Then no, I couldn't per me own knowledge, you know. So me kwa want na me ba. I'll look at my child, I'll look at yours. And the time I know you. And if I'm buying something, meto, who's it? Go on also no. If I'm say be oil last. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Honestly, be oil last. This is if I'm buying for my child, your child, and the one that we have. And the third one is going to get more than the first and the second.
Okay, so in a situation where it's only one party that has that have the
The
child,
child,
okay, and we have a new child or we have new kids, so only one stepchild,
Mhm.
then maybe the love for the stepchild is no more there.
Mhm.
How do we deal with that one too?
So, talking about the love, is it from the mother or the father angle? If it's from the father, it will depend on the child's character. You get my point? Probably be the kind of character be a Apolani show towards Papa no, and then Papa no be active. And if you so be a Papa no so be a free Apolano ho, and if Apolano any and family, that can also lead to a change of behavior towards the child. But say anything we say, yeah, what for? What do you say? Sakwala for Bima. The love that I have for your child out in the bar, you know, it's going to come down.
Mm.
Yes. But you see, most parents do have a mistake. Even when the love comes down, you shouldn't let that child know. Okay, it is best to keep it than to let the child know what you say. Maybe I'm from work, and I bought a hamper for my child. Me know yeah. Now my banana. Daddy, where's mine? Oh, I forgot. Tomorrow I'll get you yours. Case closed. Me impossible.
So why don't you divide it for them?
Dividing, I bought it for Menoba.
So why will you buy for a child and forget me? That is also a sign that like the love is no more there.
You see, yes, it is also a sign. But what is it? You see, that one there, I don't know how to explain it. It is automatic. You see, it is automatic. Oh, yeah, there. You see, even if you are a pastor, that one, you see, you should face reality. Even if you are a pastor,
So what you are saying is it's natural that you love your child than your stepchild, but
that one there,
you know you should know how to go about things.
Yes, because you can't hide it. It is true and it is natural. Papa who said, before I don't know about my back, I do everything for him. The moment Obama me a ba, a betche. Likewise, me know your warrior. The love is there. Immediately, I'll be pet. No betche. Then you swear all the love to the child. Why? It is natural. It is there, but it depends on our kind. It depends on you as an adult. So now be regulate or don't. So the be a emfa or how embrace allow. You get my point. But with that one, it is natural. The idea one. Even if I have a child, you have a child, near the share, near war, or any war. Still now, no, or don't. Say you can me no or don't me one. A be wa pala ni mo. Actually, probably be a. Ebi na wa ye dey be ma so many. Most people to look at that too. The everywhere, the kind of treatment or the mommy. The love for that child will grow even stronger. What about if it's the other way around? Akwala na obeba no, me dwane tu. Ebi a me dwane kwa na enye as much as say bia wo aba no man na me die no. But oh, the ya wono no what have been what you say. So we say love there, that one with showing love, it comes naturally. You get my point? Showing
Okay.
love, that one it comes naturally. But it's up to you to know how to handle it.
It's up to you to know how to handle it. So let me ask, going into a marriage with a stepchild, is there a possibility that there can be some, let me say, benefits?
Oh yes, it has a lot of benefits. It has a huge benefit.
UGD.
Huge. Papa, when you GD pa, huge benefit. Ebia, your friend said, the whatever. They are you see, day in and day out, in your sisi. You get my point.
Yeah.
The whatever I'm here but along the line, I can force it, and I'll be waiting up to me. I can't give birth again. I'm not having back, and I feel many Bible too.
Okay.
Do you get my point? So that is even the benefit to even me. I'm at me so that's my child. Edia, say will be the that's my child. There, it has happened. A CC Emma, say be quiet, so you be never catch your company. You even not know, say be a and okay, and also another huge benefit is you can't determine someone's future. Maybe I just the stepchild who treating you, is going to be that person that is going to become a president. He's going to be that person that's going to be a minister. He's going to become that person that will take you to abroad. You see, so it has huge benefit. The benefit will come if only you treated that person well.
If only you treated that person well. So on this note, I would like you to advise people with stepchild.
Okay. Okay. Then it's very simple. You see, they say love is reciprocal. Do you get my point? When you give, you will get. When you close your hands, you will never get. And as the Bible says that he gave the world to man with love. Or don't see and be answer. So it really tells you how dense love is. Okay. So when you go into marriage, near the abandonment or you have a stepchild, it is best to treat that person well. Because you might not know in future. Maybe that child is going to be your backbone in future. So it is best to treat that person well than to that one is not advisable. So treat your stepchild well. Even you should have a way to talk to that child. And when say area sin there are some stepchild or even that one as an adult, that's why you are an adult. As an adult, you should be able to know how to handle that child.
You have to know how to handle that child. All right, thanks for coming. You have to know how to handle that child well. Do you have a stepchild? How do you deal with every situation, the behavior, the character, anything? How do you deal with your stepchild? And if you are a mother, a grandfather, or whatsoever, would you advise your child or your daughter, whatever, to marry someone with a stepchild? Why will you and why will you hesitate? Kindly share your experience with us. I'm Obaya Ejapoma. Thanks for watching.